Welcome back to the adventure. Last time we crossed the Cook Strait, landed on the South Island and made our way through the winding roads of Queen Charlotte Drive, explored Picton, Nelson and finally finding ourselves here in the grand metropolis of Owenstown. Sure, it might not be a tourism hotspot, but for me, it was a personal landmark worth every mile. Today, we leave Owenstown behind and head deeper into the South Island. We'll be chasing waterfalls, camping by rivers, and visiting some of the most iconic national parks in New Zealand, including a place that looks like it fell straight out of a fantasy novel. The journey's about to get bigger, wilder, and a whole lot colder. Welcome to episode 5, Into the Heart of the South Island. After a rare lie-in at the Owenstown Tavern, we packed up a little slower than usual. No alarms, no rush, just the hum of the countryside and the smell of instant coffee that somehow still tasted like victory. But before we hit our main destination for the day, the stunning Maruya Falls, we took a slight detour because Sam had spotted something on the map that apparently couldn't be ignored. The Gorge Swing Bridge, New Zealand's longest swing bridge, suspended high over a dramatic gorge carved by the Buller River, and naturally Sam wanted to walk across it. So she did, and I filmed it. But what we did notice is there was a zip line that you could do. Now I'm someone that likes to keep my feet on the ground, whereas Sam doesn't. So Sam ziplined it and actually got some amazing action shots for us. It's part scenic detour, part high stakes wobble challenge, but if you've got the legs for it, the views are absolutely worth the anxiety. Nestled between Murchison and Westport, the Buller Gorge is more than just a scenic detour. It's a corridor steeped in history and adrenaline. This rugged landscape has witnessed the footsteps of Maori Pounamu traders, the fever of 19th century gold miners, and the relentless forces of nature. In 1862, the discovery of gold in the nearby Lyell Creek sparked a rush that transformed the region. Prospectors flocked to the area, carving out settlements and leaving behind tales of fortune and hardship. The echoes of pickaxes and dreams still linger in the air. Today, the Buller Gorge Swing Bridge Adventure and Heritage Park offers a different kind of thrill. Spanning 110 metres, New Zealand's longest swing bridge invites the brave to traverse its swaying planks 19 metres above the Buller River. For those seeking more excitement, the park boasts zipline rides that soar over the gorge and bushwalks that meander through the native flora, offering glimpses into the area's storied past. Whether you're here to chase adrenaline or connect with history, Buller Gorge delivers an experience that's both exhilarating and enriching. Tucked away in the Tasman region, Maruya Falls is a waterfall with a dramatic origin story. Unlike most waterfalls that take thousands of years to form, this one appeared almost overnight. In 1929, a massive 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck the Murchison region, triggering a landslide that blocked the original course of the Maruya River. The river was forced to carve a new path, creating the 10-metre drop we see today. Standing here, it's hard to imagine that this serene spot was born from such chaos. The falls are not just a natural wonder, but also a testament to the ever-changing landscape of New Zealand. We spend some time here soaking in the sights and sounds, capturing footage, and just appreciating the raw beauty of this place. It's moments like this that make the journey truly unforgettable. The adrenaline of Buller Gorge zipline and the calm power of Maruya Falls, we hit the road once again and headed towards Hanma Springs. We made a few small stops along the way, the kind that doesn't make it onto maps but are worth pulling over for, just the usual mountains, rivers and the occasional sheep traffic jam. But by early afternoon we'd found ourselves a Freedom camping spot just outside of town, tucked next to a small river, peaceful, quiet, and the kind of place that makes you glad you brought a camp chair. We headed into Hanma Springs for a short look around, the town's best known for its thermal pools and resort vibe, but for us this was just a small, quick stop, a breather on the way to the next leg of the journey.
And we are now at our second to last camp spot. As you can see, we are in-house. Somewhere in there. We're on this very sort of quiet part of the town. We're in a place called Hanma, or Hanma, however you want to pronounce it. And we're camping right near a river. How cool is that? It's very hot here. We're I don't know how many days in we are. We're in quite a bit actually. I think it's 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know anymore. I've completely lost count. But the plan is in Hanma they've got some hot spring pools or some thermal pools. We're going to go there tomorrow. We've just had some Japanese food again. I got to admit, New Zealand do some incredible food, but the Japanese and Asian cuisine here is absolutely top notch. But the plan is tomorrow to go to these pools, get in the pools, enjoy the pools, leave the pools, and then we are going to do some crazy golf or something, which of course I'm going to let Sam win because I'm nice like that. And then after that we are going to make our way to Christchurch, which will be a stop for a good 5 days, which is, to be honest, something I think we need because I'm very sunburned. I'm slowly turning more New Zealand. I got a Pounamu necklace, I got the linen shirt because shit, it's hot every day, and yeah, need to charge everything. All the drone batteries are dead, this is dying, my phone's dying, it's ridiculous. So once we get to Christchurch it's going to be a good reset point, I think, a bit of a checkpoint for the journey. And then while we're in Christchurch we're going to ping off to a few places, because here in Hanma we met some woman who moved to New Zealand 20 years ago. She gave us a load of recommendations. Basically we're going to ping off around Christchurch from there, and I think we're doing some like whale watching or something. I can't remember, I'm too hot, can't remember anything. But from that we'll see you tomorrow.
Nestled in the Canterbury region, Hanma Springs has long been a haven for relaxation and rejuvenation. The thermal waters here were first discovered by European settlers in 1859, but Maori had been aware of these healing springs for generations, using them during their travels across the South Island. By 1883, the first formal bathing facilities were established, marking the beginning of Hanma Springs as a wellness destination. The town's reputation grew, and in 1916 the Queen Mary Hospital was opened to treat soldiers returning from World War I, particularly those suffering from shell shock. Over the decades, it evolved into a renowned centre for addiction rehabilitation before closing in 2003. Today, Hanma Springs seamlessly blends its rich history with modern comforts. Visitors can soak in the mineral-rich waters, indulge in spa treatments, or explore the surrounding landscapes, all while being part of a legacy that spans centuries.
Shocking.
It's back!
What did I say?
Yeah!
Hey.
No! Look at this! How's it stuck on the hill?
No, that doesn't count. Don't cheat. Oh, I thought I was gonna stop.
And me, I was literally about to kick off.
Oh.
It's a rough start, that. This is a hole 12 and it's a par 2. The wind is easy, but it is a hot day. She's hit the ball, it's going for the bounce. Oh, that was the first shot. It's gone okay, but might be a little tricky from here for the championship. It's very tense. She goes for a second hit, does the rebound, and it's all over the shop. I think the wind would probably be a factor if there was any, but there isn't. Oh, straight down the middle, it's off the course!
Yay! What was that, 3?
The next morning, we hit the road again, leaving behind the stillness of our riverside camp and heading towards somewhere we'd been looking forward to since the start. Christchurch, the largest city on the South Island, and more importantly, the place we'd be calling home for the next 5 days, our longest stay yet. After weeks of moving around almost daily, it finally felt like we'd had chance to pause, to breathe, to look back on everything we'd seen so far, from volcanoes and lakes to waterfalls and swing bridges, and just take it all in. Christchurch wasn't just the next stop, it was the reset, the halfway point, if you will, the city that would give us some time to slow down before the road called again.
So, bit of an update. We are finally in Christchurch, of all places. It took us from Hanma to here 2 hours, I think, with the stop-offs and getting fuel, because fuel stations are very few and far between. But we finally made it to Christchurch. We did a bit of shopping. It's now coming up, dunno, I haven't got a watch on. It's coming up a bit late, around about 9 o'clock-ish. Just took all the footage off all the drones and all the cameras and all that kind of stuff. Just had food and watched Edge of Tomorrow on Netflix. Very underrated film, fantastic film. Do go and watch because it's very good. Edge of Tomorrow. And yeah, we're getting ready to go to bed, and then tomorrow we're going dolphin watching, because I forgot about this, and apparently it's going to be pretty good. And then that's tomorrow, so that's the 6th. The 7th we're going knife making, which is very bizarre. Sam booked it for my birthday, but I am buzzing for it because it is something I've always wanted to do. Make my own knife, make my own sword, but because of customs and everything being all dangerous and sharp, we can't make swords, so we're going to make a knife instead. And then the 8th, I don't know. We're going whale watching, which is an all-day thing, which we're looking forward to. Weirdly, there's wine tasting and a bit of food. I think they're just fluffing the day up a bit, to be honest. Who cares? Still looking pretty cool. So we're going whale watching. And then I think the last couple of days in Christchurch, I think we leave on the 10th. Yeah, we leave on the 10th and then we go somewhere else, somewhere near Twizel for camping. And then from Twizel to Dunedin, then Invercargill, and then finally into Queenstown. So the holiday's moving fast. But while we're in Christchurch, it gives us a good base just to sort of relax, refresh. I can deal with all charging the equipment and getting all the footage off and just sort of recharging ourselves really after doing so much travelling. This is one of the places where we stay the longest, which is nice, instead of just pinging left, right and centre. But we have got quite a few activities we're doing, but having a good base is always key, I think. Good food, good rest, just, you know, recharge, chill, with a good can of V, because I'm obsessed with this stuff. And this cider as well. Montits. See that? Montits crushed apple cider. The best cider I've ever had in all of my existence. As much as I love British cider, that really does it. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go to bed. And once I've gone to bed, I'm going to go to sleep. Then we're going to wake up in the morning and we're going to go watch some whales. No, dolphins. Dolphins are whales anyway. They're just smaller. They're all the same. They swim. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Our first full day in Christchurch wasn't spent in the city at all. Instead, we hit the road driving just over an hour southeast to a place that looked like it'd been pulled straight from a postcard. Akaroa, a small harbour town nestled in the heart of an ancient volcanic crater known for its French heritage, laid-back charm and dolphins. But first, breakfast. We stopped at a wild-looking cafe that seemed part jungle, part art project, and fully committed to serving incredible food. The kind of place where even the coffee felt like an experience. Then it was time to head out onto the water aboard the Fox 2, a historic sailing boat built in 1922 and still going strong. From its rigging to its rich maritime history, the Fox 2 has lived 1,000 lives, and today it was taking us dolphin watching. Akaroa is home to the Hector's dolphin, the smallest and rarest maritime dolphin in the world, and seeing them in the wild skimming alongside a century-old vessel was something special.
We're going to war, people! Ready yourselves! Get ready to fight! 20 seconds!
Absolute rave.
This is a banger, this.
After 4 to 5 hours on the water, dolphins, wind, and a boat older than most countries I've visited, it was time to sail back to shore. We made the journey back to Christchurch just as the late afternoon sun started dipping behind the hills, but with a little light left in the day, we weren't quite done yet. We wandered around the city centre for a bit, taking in Christchurch's unique blend of old meets new, and then, as now has become tradition, we found ourselves playing arcade games again, because when in doubt, button bash.
you see that? What a scam! It stopped at 889.
The next day was something a little different and a little special. For my birthday, Sam had booked us into Armstrong Forge just outside Christchurch for a full day knife making experience. This wasn't a class or a tourist demo, it was the real thing. From hammering red hot steel to shaping the handle and sharpening the blade, we spent the entire day learning how to turn raw metal into something personal. By the time we got back to the accommodation, we were exhausted, covered in dust and absolutely buzzing. We sat down, opened a drink and just admired what we'd crafted. It wasn't just a knife. It was a memory forged in every sense of the word. This day was meant to be a double feature. Whale watching, followed by a trip to the International Antarctic Centre, one above sea and one below freezing. Unfortunately, our whale watching trip was cancelled. Turns out some tours, especially wildlife ones, only run if enough people book the same time slot. So while we got a refund, the whales would have to wait for another day. But it wasn't all lost. We headed to the International Antarctic Centre just by the airport, where you can experience what it's like to stand in a storm on the coldest continent on Earth without leaving Christchurch. From sub-zero wind tunnels and icy chambers to live huskies and Antarctic exploration history. It's weird and wonderful and actually a great way to spend a few hours, especially if you've got a soft spot for penguins and thermal jackets, which I didn't need. Established in 1990, the centre offers a comprehensive look into the life and challenges of Antarctica, from the history of early explorers to modern day scientific research. It's a place where education meets experience. One of the highlights is the Hugland Ride, an all-terrain amphibious vehicle designed for the harsh conditions of Antarctica. The ride simulates the rugged terrain, giving visitors a taste of what it's like to traverse the icy expanse. As the Hugland climbs over simulated crevices and splashes through icy waters, you'll gain a newfound respect for the resilience required to operate in such an environment. Beyond the ride, the centre offers encounters with rescued little blue penguins, the chance to meet friendly huskies, and even experience an Antarctic storm with wind chills reaching -18 Celsius. It's an impressive experience that brings the frozen continent to life.
Oh, I can't be back again now.
Yeah! Freezing cold, my ears are cold. It's simulating a storm, isn't it? So it's up and down.
After getting blasted with Antarctic wind and pretending we were explorers for the afternoon, it was definitely time to thaw out and eat. We headed to Jimmy's Smokehouse for the evening, the kind of place that hits all the right notes after a cold day. Smoky, hearty and comforting in all the ways that matter. As we sat there sipping drinks and reflecting on everything we'd seen so far, something started to shift. The idea of moving to New Zealand, which had always felt like a maybe one day kind of thing, started to feel a little more real, a little more possible. Tomorrow would be our final full day in Christchurch and we were going to make the most of it, but somewhere between the smoked brisket and the last sip of whiskey, we started thinking beyond the trip. Our last full day in Christchurch was all about getting out and really exploring the city, walking its streets, soaking in its rhythm, and seeing what everyday life here actually feels like. With it being a long weekend, the Botanic Gardens were alive with energy, pop-up events, music, and families out just enjoying the sunshine. It was one of those moments where a city really shows you its personality. We weren't rushing around to tick off tourist spots anymore, we were just existing in the city, watching it move around us, and for the first time we felt less like visitors and more like locals. If you're ever wondering what a place is really like, don't go to where the guidebooks send you, go to where the locals are on a Sunday afternoon. Christchurch gave us something we hadn't had in weeks. Time to pause, breathe and reconnect. With each day, the idea of New Zealand being more than just a destination started to feel like something bigger. From sailing with dolphins in ancient harbours to forging knives with fire and steel, this wasn't just a break from routine, it was a glimpse at a different kind of life. But now it's time to move again, southbound into the wild edges of the country, to Dunedin, Invercargill, and finally the crown jewel of the South Island, Queenstown. The journey isn't over yet. In fact, some of the best moments are still to come. So I'll see you in the next video.